I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she ain't next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might be coming at it. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, yeah, you know what's next stage. You been rockin' with it all-star, baby. And I know you coming early like a false start, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby. And they know me in the city like a mob star. Oh, I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And guys, oh my God, it feels like I haven't gone live in like 6 months. It's only been a couple days, but hopefully you all had a great weekend. We're back here in the studio to finally get back to work here. It was at the Bitcoin conference. Obviously, we had a great time hanging out with other creators, as well as some Mafia members. Got to meet Wick 589 finally, and Retro Mike Tech finally, after all these live streams. I finally get to put some names to some faces. It was super cool. We had a great time, but definitely super happy to be back here at the desk to keep cranking out this content for you guys every single day. So for today's live stream, guys, I want to do a quick market update as we haven't kind of touched base in a little while. Left some updates on the YouTube last week, but I want to kind of update you guys on what I'm looking at for Bitcoin moving forward here. Talk about kind of the current state of the market as well as the potential worst case scenario. As you guys know, the U.S. government is moving a whole lot of Bitcoin. Are we going to see that dump? It is not always necessarily the case. When you see a ton of Bitcoin moved, it doesn't necessarily mean they're about to sell it. But what are the chances of that? And if we do see something happen like that, what is the worst case scenario if we do get that move to the downside? But I also want to talk about those higher targets in case we do see this continuation to the upside. We're going to be covering it all on tonight's live stream. So shout out to the CandleMafia. Shout out to Greg, brother. I hope you're doing well. Said you were at just got home from the hospital. I hope you are okay, brother. But don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some free crypto on Friday's live stream, which will be a double giveaway because we did not do them last week. And a special kind of live stream here, guys. Well, not really a special live stream, but we're just going to randomly give all the mods any kind of super chat revenue that we get from this live stream will all be donated to the mods, and me and Tony will cover the 30% that YouTube takes, and we'll just we'll cover that for them as well. And this will also be going to Darren Does Things, so whatever that winds up being, whatever everybody gets, Darren, I will match that and just give it to you directly, even though you're technically not a mod on YouTube, but you help us out a ton in the Discord. Obviously, Darren is in the premium with us, giving fire setups, in that premium Discord. So we love our mods, guys, so we just want to give them some love. So any super chats, we'll just go straight to them. Maybe depending on how much we get today, maybe we'll do it tomorrow as well. But with all that being said, shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? Just popped in here, said, who is this guy? Who's this guy on my screen? I vaguely remember him. Shout out to Dave Digital. Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being here. And Golden starting off with the mods. $100 super chat. Absolutely unbelievable, Golden. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you endlessly, bro. You are absolutely out of control. Golden was gifting memberships in the premium Discord earlier today, which is crazy. I think everybody in the premium now has a membership. But shout out to Golden. That will be going to the mods, brother. Thank you so much. You are an absolute legend. We got Carl in the chat, said welcome back. Thank you very much, bro. Super happy to be back here with you guys. We got Darren Does Things in the chat, said thanks, Frankie. Appreciate you and Tony. Always, brother. Mike Vito, what is going on, man? Welcome in. We got Captain Kirk, CandleMafia, Mama, Tyler Durden. Show the mods some love, guys. We got Rob the Crypto Stop, Crypto A now. We got them all in here today. So show them some love in the chat. We got Incognito. What is going on? Multi-Sig Dummy. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. We got Alex Terminate. What is going on, man? Welcome in. K-Bank John. What is up? We got Make It, Bitfrog, J Violet, Seth. And last but not least, guys, we got Tim Candles fan. What is going on, bro? Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button. And without further ado, I got the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, but let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. Bada boom, Coin Hoover. What is going on, brother? Welcome in. But let's go ahead and break down what we have going on here, guys. First off, what I want to do here with you guys, I'm going to pull up this clean chart, and let me actually go ahead and pull this up on the Bybit chart. Actually, we'll pull up the Bitstamp chart real quick. Hey, shout out to K Diggity with the super chat. Said Darren never stops helping. It's the least I can do. Shout out to K Diggity. Yeah, actually, we were showing Darren some love in the premium Discord earlier today because he was. Obviously, I give my setups in the premium, but we also have Darren as a second trader in there, not only showing Forex setups, but also crypto setups. And he was alerting the Mafia early this morning of a potential push to the downside, basically at the tippy top of that little push up to 70K. And then I came in, swooped up, and put in a little scalp long setup at the actual bottom. I'll go over those in just a minute for anybody who's interested to show you kind of what we were looking at for those trades. But shout out to the premium Discord. But let's go ahead, guys. I want to come on over here to the higher time frames and kind of talk about the current state of Bitcoin right now, because we are in a very, very interesting time right now. Obviously, we had Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference. Actually, pretty hilarious to hear him say, like, as soon as he gets into office, the day he gets there, or the day he gets back in office, he's going to fire Gary Gensler, and the room erupted at the Bitcoin conference, as you would expect. But it was actually, the video is hilarious. He's like, the first thing I'm going to do is fire Gary Gensler. It was just like, It was crazy. But yeah, obviously he is pro-crypto. So, not only do we have an election year here, which is typically bullish for the markets, but we do have a very pro-crypto candidate, which is very interesting and would likely affect the price of Bitcoin. But we have a lot of stuff going on, the U.S. government, and especially, after he said that he was going to hold all the crypto, it is funny to see that U.S. government Bitcoin start to move around a little bit. So, are we going to see a big dump? Is that going to be the black swan? U.S. sells their Bitcoin reserves. We don't know. Like I said, when they move wallets like that, guys, it doesn't always guarantee that they're going to sell. But obviously, guys, we are in a very interesting situation where we've had that explosive move from the actual bear market bottom, and we are seeing right here, we are in a very, very interesting point in the market. And I do want to talk about the worst case scenario for Bitcoin if we do wind up getting a bigger pullback. But overall, guys, we could potentially see this continuation to the upside continue, but we kind of talked about a lot recently about how every time we get a leg up, we have that consolidation and then that big washout of the longs before the next move up, consolidation, washout of the longs, next leg up, consolidation, washout of the longs, and now we are getting consolidation, and we have just gotten that push down, or recently had gotten that push down to wash out those longs. Are we going to finally see that big blast off to the upside? I want to talk about that and some potential higher targets we can look for on Bitcoin if we do wind up coming back up and breaking $70,000. I want to talk about not only coming up and breaking that, but some of those higher targets we can look at if we do make all-time highs coming in soon. And then I want to talk about that worst-case scenario in case we do get that bigger pullback. But I will say this, guys, that worst-case scenario right now is not really too bad. If anything, it would feel kind of boring for me, but we'll cover that all in just a second. And if you stay around to the end of the stream, guys, we are going to be taking a look at XRP and why it might be coiled up for a very, very big move. So, as we take a look here, guys, was this the washout of the longs for the next big move up? Kind of hard to tell at this point. We do have the weekly money flow coming back up here. VWAP kind of rolled over a bit. Little too soon to take anything away from that, but seeing this money flow come back up on the weekly is more of a bullish case or a bullish puzzle piece more than a bearish. As we continue, hey, shout out to Seth Shepard. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. Says, thanks, guys. I assume he's talking about the mods. Shout out to you, brother. Yo, let's go. Creighton C with another super chat. Let's go. Said, Darren prefers to go by the name The Crow or Crow. Don't ask. He saw the movie. He's obsessed with leather pants and my makeup now. He's so goth now. Well, shout out to Creighton C. Well, maybe he could take some of the money he's getting from these super chats and buy some new my makeup. And shout out to Tony D dropping a personal $50 on the mods. Let's go. You guys are the absolute best. I will say the most super chats we ever get is when we give them to the mods, and I would not have it any other way. But shout out to Tony and Creighton and Seth. Thank you guys so much. The love here is insane, especially for the mods. But as we see here, guys, we got that wash to the downside. Are we going to get that big move up? Weekly money flow does look pretty good. However, if we move our way down to some of these higher daily time frames, you can see 3-day VWAP is starting to roll back over. Money flow kind of rolling back over as well. 2-day red dot never wound up confirming. We were looking at this printing when it was printing, but it has not confirmed. But we are still seeing that VWAP come to the downside. So we do have to be a little bit careful here. If we do get that red dot on the 2-day, could get a little bit more of a pullback. And I'm going to talk about the grand scheme of things right now within the context of this volume profile. But kind of what I'm looking for the next, if we are going to get a significant move down, kind of the next thing I'm looking at here is Mrs. Candles. She's actually not here, guys. Mrs. Candles turned off the fan for the camera, but in her defense, we were gone for a very long time. We were gone for a few days. Didn't want to leave that fan running, but I'm just going to continue on here. That camera will kick back on in just a second. But, as we see this 2-day VWAP start to come down, guys, this may be what we're looking at for a potential another push down to lower prices. I'm going to talk about the key levels we're looking at, and then, again, that worst-case scenario, which, again, even if that does happen, it's really not that bad, and you'll see why in just a second. But watching very closely for that 2-day red dot. Daily red dot is getting pretty close to printing, but what I want you guys to focus on here is the money flow, right? Our money flow is starting to get a little curve to the down, looks like it might reject this zero line, especially if we get that red dot on the daily. It may be the case, but generally, guys, we are trending up. We are somewhat trending to the upside here. This doesn't look horrible. It's not like the most beautiful money flow either. I'm actually going to show some beautiful money flow here on another asset. Maybe it's XRP, maybe it's not. I don't know. But, this money flow could look worse. It's kind of neutral in my opinion. If that red dot prints, we could get dragged down again. But really, that main signal I'm looking at is that 2-day red dot. If we wind up printing and confirming that, we may get that bigger drop to the downside. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, this is our volume profile. Now, this is slightly different than the one we've been looking at, which is this profile right here, which is a previous volume profile before we got that legitimate breakdown to $53,000. I am looking at both of these profiles, right? Because this is the previous profile. This is what helped us anticipate that pushback, not only this rejection here before the bigger drop down, but also it gave us that key level, which you guys can now see in hindsight, was almost perfect. I mean, just about as perfect as it gets. As you have that value area low, this is now your doorway to higher prices, because we know if we get back above this level and we flip that value area low to support, it could give us that move to the POC and then potentially up to that value area high, which is what we would want to see. And we actually came back down there on Thursday to get one more tap of that value area low before finally tapping $70,000. Let's go. Shout out to Creighton C. Post BTC QR code. Shout out to Dave Digital. I guess I assume you're saying for the mods. Shout out to Dave. I wish I had a BTC QR code to give you, but shout out to Dave Digital. As an the most unofficial official mod, your donations are not needed, my friend. Shout out to Dave Digital. But shout out to Creighton C said missed the mod thing. Tyler said it's all for him. So yeah. Okay. This is my don't ban me donation. Shout out to Creighton C and Tony D mods again. Shout out to you guys. You guys are absolutely insane. I wish I was on my YouTube. Tony D, use the Frankie Candles account. He said next time we do this, we have crypto payments set up. Okay, yeah, shout out to Tony D. That would be awesome. Maybe we could just share their actual QR codes and let people have fun with them. But yeah. Shout out to everybody super chatting. You guys are absolutely amazing. Shout out to Shannon's Ambition for donating $10 super chat. Let's go. You guys, shout out to the mods, man. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I'll come back to chat in just a minute. Shout out to Kaj says this title reminds me of the Doge ready to pump title, only for it to pump within a few hours. Yeah, that pump on Doge was actually pretty intense. We were looking for that push up, and it literally just did exactly what we wanted instantly, which doesn't happen every time, but it is nice when it does. Shout out to Tony D. Tony, you could drop a hungy on him. Let's go. Shout out to you guys are insane. But let me get through this. I will come back to the chat, I promise. But I want to get all this out real quick. This is the context of that previous range, pulled to about Monday, the 24th of June. Obviously, that did wind up working out pretty well, letting us know that that value area low was going to be key for us to look at for that move back to the upside. And right now, guys, we are holding that key level of support, which is sitting at about $67,000, and it is the point of control of that range. And in this case, right, as long as we remain above that POC of the range, we can easily see a potential continuation back up to this $70,000 level, which we will take a look at the liquidation heat map in a second, but I would assume we probably do have a significant amount of liquidity sitting up here. So if we are able to hold above that POC, we could potentially look for this range to fill up to the value area high. However, if we look at the actual range when pulled to the current price action, you guys can see we actually already did tap this value area high, which can potentially give us a little bit of room to come to the downside, because as you guys can see here, not only did we tap that value area high, but we also did wind up putting in some bearish divergences on some key time frames, such as the 12-hour with the higher highs on our price action, whether you're looking at this momentum wave, or even if you just pull it to here, right, you have those higher highs on price action into that key level of resistance with your lower highs on your momentum waves. Now, I will say money flow does still look pretty good here, so I'm not necessarily looking for this to nuke you down to zero. However, could potentially give us a little bit of a continuation to the downside, but right now, all eyes on that $67,000 POC, which does not move whether you're looking at the previous range, right, the $67,000, and then the current range pulled to the current price action is still sitting at 67K. So that's kind of nice, right? Because that's your key level of support. If we lose this POC decisively, that may be where a bigger move down can occur, potentially targeting that value area low, and the current value area low is sitting at about $61,800, almost $62,000. But for the most part, guys, as long as we can remain within this volume profile, whether you're looking at it pulled to the current range or the previous range that I was looking at pulled to the 24th of June, so you would want to just kind of grab your volume profile and just pull it all the way back here, right? And that will give you the previous range, which the levels are not that much different. And this is actually the Bitstamp chart, so this does give you slightly different levels as it's not the leverage exchange, but for the most part, guys, this is what we're looking at, right? This is our major range. Hold above $67,000. That POC, we can potentially anticipate to come up to the value area high and potentially beyond. But once we lose it, again, with that 12-hour bearish divergence, 16-hour bearish divergence that we're seeing, could potentially give us a little bit of a pullback. But, you know, as long as we hold above that value area low, we're just looking for this range to get respected. But Frankie, what happens if it gets a little bit more bearish? And here's the thing, guys, right? The U.S. is moving around their $2 billion of Bitcoin, I believe it is. And, you know, if this does wind up being bearish for Bitcoin and we do get that bigger drop to the downside, you know, here's the thing. It doesn't, oh, hey, look at that. We're back. But, you know, not only, you know, even if the U.S. does not sell their Bitcoin, this could create a little bit of FUD and potentially give us a bit of a move to the downside just based off people panicking, thinking they're going to sell, etc. Right? So, and here's the thing. I'm a technical trader, right? So regardless of what the actual story is, I'm seeing a 12-hour, 16-hour bearish divergence into a key level of resistance, which could easily give us that bigger move down. Now, again, not calling for like a bearish move to much lower prices, but, you know, if you lose that POC, you know, you can expect some kind of pullback. So 61, so here's the levels, right? $62,000 value area low, about 61.9, 62K. And then the previous value area low is sitting still at 63.3. So those are two major levels, because if we start losing those, probably going to dip down to some lower prices here, which brings me to kind of the worst case scenario. And here it is, right? If we get that bigger drop below the POC, we come down to the value area lows and we wind up losing them, guys. This is where we could potentially come back down to that level we've been watching for quite some time, bringing us down towards that 58, 59K zone where we have that unfilled CME gap. If I can actually go ahead and pull up pull this up real quick. And shout out, I see the super chats continuing to come in, guys. Shout out to Frankie Candles. I don't know who that guy is, but thank you for dropping some love for the mods. And then Al Jr. says, after 2 years now, I am finally taking profits daily. Here's a coffee from me. 2 years from now, it will be a lunch. Shout out to Al Jr. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you so much. And that will be going to the mods today. Any super chat we get will be going to the mods. So if you love our mods, feel free to show some support. Drop them a tip. But let's see. Shout out to Cameron Vaughn said, only because you'll ask, I'm suggesting to look at Proppy. Happy Monday. Shout out to Cameron. I will go ahead and drop Proppy on the list. Just a kind of reminder, super chats don't guarantee that we'll look at your coin. But Cameron, I will go ahead and honor that, as sometimes that first person in there, we can at least get one on the list. And I always try to look at them, obviously, but we can't always get every single one. Shout out to Golden. No way, Golden. Unbelievable. Shout out to Golden dropping a $500 super chat. So much love for the mods. Dropping a $500 super chat on the mods, bro. Golden, thank you so much. I know they appreciate it. Their fingers are going to hurt from putting the heart emojis. Bro, thank you so much. You are insane, Golden. Like, Golden was already showing love in the premium live stream. You did enough already, Golden. But you are the most generous person I think I've ever met in my life, man. Shout out to Golden. He'll drop those golden emojis. And shout out to the mods. Unbelievable. Straight G, Anon. Absolutely. By the way, Anon, I know you couldn't make it to the conference. We did miss you, but it's all good. We will we'll try to get you next time. Shout out to Wick589 said, thank you for the hats. Good talking to you. Good talking to your face to midriff, bro. You are tall. Shout out to Wick589. I got a chance to meet Wick, who's been a community member, like a super OG of the channel. I finally get to meet him in real life. Super, super awesome to meet you, Wick. And Retro Mike Tech as well. They were kind of walking around together. We got to hang out a little bit. Super cool. I appreciate you so much, bro. And there you go. Everyone who saw me at the conference, every single person that came up to me was like, Frankie Candles, Dude, you're way taller than I thought you were. Guys, is it because of my chair keeps sinking down? Everyone thinks I'm short? For the record, I'm 6'1". I'm not super, super tall, but it feels like the people think I'm way shorter than that. Yeah, I'm like 6 3/4. I'm like basically 6'1", but I just say 6 foot because I don't want to look like I'm stretching it. But shout out to you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And shout out to Wick, bro. It was amazing meeting you, and you too, Retro Mike. I think you're in here. Shout out to Retro Mike. Amazing meeting you guys. And yeah, Wick, we actually found out what happened to the hat that you never got, by the way. It looks like it was delivered to the wrong mailbox, which is hilarious. That's the only hat that we ever sent out that never got delivered. But we got you back at the conference, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Crypto King said it's the voice. My voice makes me sound short. That might be true. Frank is full of it. He's 7'3". Maybe. One of our friends that was with us at the conference might have been 7'3". But anyway, let's continue on here, guys. Here we are looking at that kind of worst case scenario, right? If we do get, let's say we get the FUD, the U.S. says they're selling their Bitcoin. Remember the, the Germany selling their Bitcoin? I don't even really have to keep on top of this, guys, because we look at the charts and show me the charts. I'll tell you the news every single time. But let's say we get a little bit of FUD. They say they're selling their Bitcoin. Everybody panics. We get a big capitulation to the downside. This could be a big level to watch. Now, here's an important thing to realize, guys. Not 100% of CME gaps are filled. This is very important to realize, and I think a lot of people do think. I think the percentage is 98%, which I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's actually that many. I think 98% is it's way high. It's not as high as 98%. But they do get filled most of the time. But it doesn't guarantee they get filled, right? If you go back and you check them, you can actually see how often they get filled. But this could be that next level, right? And I'll show you exactly why. Let's pull up the other chart here. Bada boom, bada bing. And let's go ahead and take a look here. So I want to take a look at this lower support level where we not only have this naked value area that we developed down here on that big dump to the downside on the 4th of July after that consolidation. We have this naked value area sitting between about $59 all the way down to about $56,000. And in my opinion, guys, in my own personal opinion, the absolute key level to hold is going to be this range low, because if we start losing $56,000, I do think that's kind of where that bigger move to the downside will come in, where we would have to target much lower prices at 51 to 52K. Now, we're very far away from this. I'm not calling for this to happen. I'm just saying with the news of the U.S. moving all of that Bitcoin, if we do see that push down, we also have the 12-hour bear div. There are signals on the chart potentially pointing lower, and the fact that we have come up and tapped that current value area high, if we just get a full rotation of the range and then a big slip to the downside, we could put that macro high or low in this zone, because you have the naked value area, right? The CME gap, this 2 daily naked points of controls. This one's coming closer to about $60,000. And then you have this golden pocket daily naked point of control confluence, and then the 786 of that fib pull, which is technically a tiny bit higher there. But this whole zone, right? You can see even when you move it, like this whole kind of zone is going to be very, very important to watch. Once you lose that value area high, you can look for a move back down to the value area low, which would be kind of that last line of defense if we do get that bigger move down. Right, if we don't get the bounce there, could potentially look for that value area low. And if we don't get the bounce there, this would likely end up being not extremely, but a pretty bearish situation looking for those lower prices. But this is technically the worst case scenario in the medium term for Bitcoin, right? If we wake up tomorrow, if we don't get the pump to the upside, we could potentially, if we get some kind of shocking big dump to the downside, this will be a big level to watch. 2 daily naked points of controls, full golden pocket 786 retracement with the naked value area and the CME gap. If we do get that move, this is definitely going to be what I'm watching. But for the time being, we can go ahead and hide that on our folder because, again, guys, as long as we are residing within our current volume profile, we could easily just use this as our guide for price. Hold the POC, could potentially come up to closer to about 71.4, and then if we lose this, we could just simply be looking for the value area low to come in. So as long as we remain in this range, we would expect these levels to be respected. But other than that, we'll see if this red dot prints on the daily. Watching that 2-day red dot as our bearish signal. Money flow in an absolute battle here on the 2-day. Looking to come back up into the green potentially at some point soon. I would assume that this red dot will probably print first. Unless we get some kind of just scam pump to the upside. Like out of nowhere, we get news and this thing just yoinks to the upside. But I'll be honest. I am playing this as a range. And I am still cautiously bullish, right? 12-hour money flow, 16-hour money flow crossover into the green. These were something that was making us look for the continuation up. We did kind of get the continuation, nothing really too aggressive. But yeah, hold above that PLC, guys. We could potentially look higher. Now, if we do pull up high block capital and take a look at that liquidation heat map, guys, you can see we do actually have quite a bit of liquidity sitting up here above $70,000, right? And I believe I was just looking at, was it Bitstamp? Let me see here. Let me pull up a clean chart. Okay, yeah, let me see. Did we hit the... Yeah, was it Bitstamp or Coinbase? Yeah, 70,000. Was it Coinbase? Hang on. I think was it the 70K on Coinbase? Yeah, I mean, we technically tapped it like literally to the perfect dollar. If you look up here, the high of that candle here was at about $70,000. I had thought that we may have front-run that when I was looking at Bitstamp. I thought maybe it was Coinbase, but I guess not. I guess we did hit it on all exchanges. But here's the thing, right? When we look at this liquidation heat map, you guys can see there's quite a bit of liquidity sitting up here. So if we do continue up, very likely that price gets gravitated towards that liquidity to potentially take it out. And kind of the nice thing here is if we look at where this liquidity kind of falls off, if I zoom in a bit here, right, hottest area of liquidity at 70,100, and then it kind of starts to fall off after about 70,450. It starts to get lighter and lighter. If we pull up the chart here, 70,400 is that value area high. So we could say if we do have this liquidity up here, which, actually had a nice little, I mean, I don't know if I would, you did SFP this wick up here, which is pretty nice. I would like to see a higher wick. But if we do continue up, guys, that liquidity sitting above could potentially give us that push that we need, right? Because you want to imagine it like this. If you have a bunch of people, right, when you're looking at this chart, price comes down, you get the retracement. Where do people look for their short positions, right? So if I were looking at this, we got the downtrend. Where am I looking for my short positions? If I were looking to short this, because I thought the downtrend was going to continue, what am I looking at? Well, I'm going to look at that golden pocket 786 retracement. This is not a secret. This is not something that only I know. This is something that everybody uses. So all these people who are short up here are going to have their stop losses above, probably filling this entire area with liquidity or stop losses. Just another word for liquidity, just orders in the market. And their stop loss orders could potentially, if price comes back up here, not only gravitate price towards that level, but once you start liquidating and stopping out those people, you could see that big kind of wick to the upside to kind of sweep that liquidity, wreck out all those shorts before, if we are going to get another rotation of the range, it would make a lot of sense to wash out those shorts and then see the rotation. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there, and that's kind of the thought process behind it, kind of the liquidity getting hunted. So keep that in mind. If we do get that push up, that $70,000 level could lead us up to that untapped value area sitting at 71, almost 71.4. So if we're not going to get the rejection here, maybe we do finally come up, hit that value area high. And that would kind of be the next major target to the upside in the short term if we do get another move up. Now, if we go into often new all-time highs, we actually took a look at this the other day. Let me pull up the Bitstamp chart. Where is it? Where we got? Yeah. So we took a look at this the other day. If we do wind up getting a bigger move to the upside, we do wind up breaking the all-time high. Next major target, I'll just go over this very briefly. Going to be sitting here at about between 81 and about $78,000. 75K, obviously going to be kind of a psychological target, but the next major level is going to be sitting right here. Where we have a Fibonacci extension level, as well as some spider line confluence as well. So I would say between about 75, where that first spider line is, and about $82,000, kind of that next major target. And again, we do have the Fibonacci extensions over there as well, between 78.5 and 82,175. So again, I'm not necessarily expecting this today or tomorrow, but those are kind of the next targets to the upside if we do continue up. But for the most part, guys, we remain range bound. We'll see if that bearish divergence can pull us back. If not, I would expect a sweep of the liquidity above 70K and then potentially a pullback. But we'd have to assess the situation as price approaches there. Let's see. Okay, we got some more super chats here. You guys are goated. Unbelievable. Shout out to or D3W says, Darren does things, keeps bringing me the advice I never knew I needed. Much love for him. Shout out to you, man. Absolutely. Darren helps us out so much in the premium. He's an amazing trader. Like I said, he basically sniped the top. He actually, I don't know if he took the trade or not, but he absolutely sniped the top of that dump from earlier today. So, and then I came in with that little scalp from the bottom, which I'll go over in just a second. Shout out to Blockchain Domain says, I love the mods and love the Mafia. Frankie, any tips for growing my YouTube channel? Shout out to Blockchain Domain. One of the biggest things that I in my personal experience have found from growing my YouTube channel is it's kind of like the hardest thing, right? And it is consistency, right? When you get clicked, like when you click on a YouTube channel, like the thing that people are looking for is just constant content coming out. Obviously, we stream 5 days a week. We put out market updates here and there, tutorials here and there. But as long as you have that, I'll tell you this, and I'll probably let you know, any successful YouTuber will probably tell you the same thing. Consistency over everything. I struggle with that because I like to make sure my stuff is perfect. My videos are perfect. Highest quality production, all that kind of stuff. But I really do think consistency over everything. Consistency of, just always being there when your viewers expect you, which is obviously hard to stick to if you're a human being. There's going to be times, obviously, we went to the Bitcoin conference. I couldn't go live, all that stuff. Life does happen, but I think consistency is like, if I can give anything, consistency is the key. And it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. It's definitely hard, but yeah, consistency and be yourself, be genuine. Because in my opinion, we thought about me maybe playing a little bit more of a character for my YouTube channel when I started it. I was like, maybe I'll play like the angry New Yorker cursing online and stuff. It'd be funny to just have that New York mouth. And I'm just glad I decided to be myself, because I think I would just be exhausted at this point trying to pretend to be somebody I wasn't. And luckily, I just get to come on here and be myself with you guys, which makes it so much easier and so much better. And I think it connects to the audience much better. Because, one of the most common comments we get is, Frankie, like, I trust you because you just seem like you are the same person off camera than you are on camera. And you can ask anyone who's met me. I really do try to stay genuine to that. Obviously, I don't scream talk like this in public. But, yeah, just be yourself and be consistent. And just always be there with new content. The more you pop up, the more people will click. As long as the content is good, the more you have there, the more people will click. And that's my genuine advice right there. I want to see this angry New Yorker. Shout out to Ahmed. I have changed, my friend. I have changed. I'm out of New York. I'm not an angry Italian New Yorker anymore. But yeah, you kind of have to fit the part when you live in New York, to be honest. Otherwise, you'll just get pushed aside. Yeah, so I try to keep it nice and toned down because you go other places in the world. Here I am in Atlanta. Everybody's so kind and soft and polite, and I'm like, oh my God, I do not fit in here. But I've toned down quite a bit. But yeah, let's see. Yo, shout out to Genesis. I don't trust you. I believe you're as loud as. I believe you're as loud as here, man. Don't lie. I probably do talk pretty loud. I've always been an animated person. So let's go ahead and continue on. Wait, you're not playing an angry New Yorker? Shout out to Gen X. I'm also interested in the missing hat. Shout out to K Diggity. What missing hat? Let me know. I'll try to figure it out. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. That is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. We'll see what happens in this volume profile. Value area low coming in at 63.4. As long as we're able to hold that, I think we could still be in pretty good shape. If we hold the POC, 71.4 after we take out the liquidity is going to be kind of the next area I'm looking at. We'll have to see what happens. To be honest, guys, I did take a little bit of time off for the conference. So I was kind of getting my bearings back on the chart here today. So the only trade that I am holding right now is this long position, which was a scalp long. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Sniped from the bottom of this swing failure pattern. Shout out to the SFPs because these are absolutely goated setups. As we wicked down below that level, closed our candle above. I did wind up taking a position here. I'm actually not logged in at the moment, but let me go ahead and pull it up on the phone. Shout out to Blowfin. If you guys want to check out Blowfin and you're looking for a place to trade in the U.S., we actually did wind up, so up about 21%. See if I could show this. Always get nervous showing my phone on camera here. Nothing is shown here. I mean, it's the same thing as pulling it up on the computer. But there you go. Where we at? Where we at? Oh, my God. Everything is backwards. Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. I think 21%. Yeah, 21%. This is on my small account, up $200. So not too bad, at least for the size of the account. Much smaller than my normal accounts. But yeah, up 21%, not too shabby. Given in the premium Discord. And shout out to Blowfin. We got to meet the guys from Blowfin. Nice to physically meet people from the exchanges, you know, with these like some of these exchanges. Like I like to like put faces to the names, shake some physical hands, know that there's real people out there. It's not just someone in their basement. So pretty nice. So shout out to Blowfin. If you guys are looking for a place to trade in the U.S., definitely check them out. I think Tony dropped, I'll pin this to the top of the chat. I think Tony dropped the link. I don't know if we have any more of those spots that give you the deposit bonuses, but you could go ahead and check if you do, or just go to the website and sign up. I recommend them whether you use our link or not. Let's see, replace pin message. Okay, shout out to the Salty Biscuit. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, had to make an appearance and tip the mods. Y'all are awesome. Shout out to the Salty Biscuit. Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you, and I know the mods do. And Crypto Billy with $100. I had to, Frankie. Super chat FOMO, hashtag Givers Gain, hashtag FCU, hashtag FYP. Find your people. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Got to hang out with Billy as well. We got to hang out with everybody. We met Biomax, Redman. We met a bunch of people. Sean, not met, but we hung out with. We've met all these people before. Sean from Lux Algo, except for the Mafia. Met some Mafia members we never have never met before. But shout out to Crypto Billy. It was so good to see you, bro. And thank you for the super chat. And I know the mods appreciate it as well. But let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, shout out to Captain Kirk. Says, I love Femex, my main trading platform. Yeah, we actually found out. Shout out to Femex, guys. I thought that Femex fully KYC'd for people who for new accounts. Turns out that was actually a mistake. It was a glitch. And you can still sign up for Femex if you don't already have an account. I thought they just kind of, if you had an account, you got to continue trading. But to create a new account, you had to KYC. But I don't think that's the case. So you can check out Femex as well, which also has a amazing paper trading, one-to-one simulation. If you're looking to trade risk-free, test out a strategy or what have you, you know, they do it the best over there, in my opinion. So definitely go check them out. 2-week green dot on BTC. Shout out to Darren Does Things. Dropping that sauce. Dropping that sauce. Let's go ahead and check it out. Pull up that 2-week real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. 2-week green dot. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. This act. Shout out to Darren, man. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. What this looks like, remember, guys, remember on that 4-hour time frame, right before, you know, we came up to hit this POC and got that big drop to the downside, which we were looking for. Before that happened, guys, we were looking at that 4-hour time frame right here saying, hey, if we get another push to the upside, we could complete a nice little 4-hour bearish divergence, which not only helped us predict this pump to the upside, but also the pullback for the short based off that 4-hour bearish divergence. And when I look at that 2-week, I just can't unsee it. As you can see, right? Green dot on the 2-week. If we do wind up getting that pump up, breaking this high, right, we could get that pop up, whether it's to that 81.75K level that we just talked about, could potentially put in that bearish divergence. And not only that, can that help us potentially predict the push up, but also the potential correction on the way down. Because if you get that 2-week bear div, things might get pretty gross, unless things just start ripping and we don't complete the bear div. But yeah, 2-week green dot, actually not looking too bad. Like I said, guys, still cautiously optimistic here on Bitcoin. As you know, I would favor a move to the upside at this point. But again, with the daily red dot looking to print, 16-hour bearish divergence, I don't know if it's going to be up in a straight line. We may be able to come down first. But for the next big move, I will say, guys, like once we get that 2-day red dot to print and confirm and we see what that gives us, after that, I think those next green dots that we wind up getting, like even the weekly is still fresh. That 2-week green dot is nice. I actually hadn't looked at that just yet. But yeah, we could potentially see a push up here. But I do think like some kind of noise or kind of, you know, we probably have a little bit more working out to do in this range before getting that next big move. But now you guys are prepared. Wanted to do just kind of that little overview on everything here. So if we do wind up going to scoop that liquidity above the above that, let me see if I can pull up. Let me see if I can pull up Blowfin here real quick. Bada boom. Bada bing. I don't know how ExoCharts just popped up. Bada boom. Bada bing. Okay. But yeah, if we do wind up going to take that liquidity into this value area high at 71.4, I will profit off of that nice little scalp. If we come down, I will get stopped out. I actually took my stop loss off. But yeah, if we do come down, we'll just be looking at those lower levels. And now you guys have not only the higher targets, but also those lower targets. Just going to wait and see what happens here. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I prefer Nashville over Vegas 100%. Shout out to Goldavelli. I kind of like both. I really like Vegas way more than I thought I would. And I actually like Nashville more than I thought I would, too. But we had a great time. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance to meet her, but we did get her a pink hat. We were able to get her that hat. So, but shout out to Wick's wife. Sorry we missed you. I wish I could have met you. Would have been super cool, but was super happy to meet Wick. Let's see. Bada boom. But yeah, okay. So let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. I do want to take a look at. Let's take a look at. XRP. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at XRP because XRP is in an interesting situation right now. And that is, let me go ahead and just hide some of this stuff just to clean up the chart a bit here, guys. We could be seeing a very, very interesting setup for XRP here coming up pretty soon. Let me just see. Where is my other chart for XRP? Okay. So there's two charts I want to look at. This is the first one, right? Let me go ahead and hide this. Zoom out. Come on over to the daily. And, yeah, very, very interesting stuff here, right? So XRP could be knocking on the door for a very, very big move to the upside, and it has to do with a few different things. Number one, we are knocking on the door to this macro value area low between about 60 and 62 cents. Depending on where you pull this profile from, that level does change. But could we be on the verge of a 96% pump or even 100% pump or more on XRP? I'm gonna go ahead and hide this tool here real quick. But are we potentially on the verge of a 100% or more pump on XRP? And I will tell you guys this. Number one, on the daily, XRP is pretty much looking as good as it could look, right? Because if we take a look here, come on. Money flow curving to the upside with that VWAP as well. If we get that green dot on the daily with this money flow curving up, it could send XRP finally above our value area low, which is also the doorway to higher prices to potentially give that bigger move up to the POC at about 82 cents, as well as a flip of support on this POC, and that could potentially bring us all the way up to that $1.29 level or $1.21 level on this chart, which is the value area high. And it's not just that, guys, right? Not only are we tapping on the doorway to higher prices, we have the money flow on the daily looking good with that green dot. And here's the thing, right? I am hoping there is no guarantee that we don't just rip through here and start moving, right? But I am hoping that we could get some kind of a correction in here to look for some entries into some long positions or maybe even spot dip buy areas to potentially get in before that bigger move to the upside. And I will say this 2-day green dot or 2-day red dot, if this is able to confirm, we can start to look for potential long positions on XRP, in my opinion, because if this daily money flow is going to cross over into the green, it could indicate, right? It's kind of that same situation where we have VWAP coming up, and we could potentially, not as cleanly as on Bitcoin, but if we did come up and break this high, we could set up for some nice bearish divergences, which again, not necessarily interested in shorting it to zero from there. But when Market Cypher B, when I try to front run these bear divs, it really does. One of the biggest benefits of doing this is to anticipate the push up. And a lot of times when you have a momentum wave coming down like this, and it's near the zero line, and that VWAP comes up, that momentum wave oftentimes gives you that bear div, but in order to get that bear div, you have to push above the highs, right? So, and then at that point, you would look to hold the value area low and start your journey up to that POC, which we did wind up tapping back in the day and rejecting perfectly from, right? So pretty exciting for XRP. I might make a pre-recorded video kind of diving into some more key levels that I'm looking at and where I would potentially be looking for long positions. I might shoot that tomorrow, assuming that XRP doesn't just blast off here. But just to kind of give you guys some like generic local levels, if you pull your fib from the high to the low here, if you go all the way, this golden pocket at about 47, almost 50 cents, or 47. 0.47961, right? That would be the full golden pocket retracement. And if we pull this kind of local value area here, you do have some kind of confluence with that value area low right here on the golden pocket. So if we did wind up coming down, this may be a zone to watch. But to be honest with you, I want to get a little bit more intricate levels. I want to look do full analysis, and I'll probably release a pre-record maybe tomorrow if I could get it done in time. Maybe I'll just release it tomorrow as well. It's kind of like a XRP update video and talk about where I may be looking for some entries to look for XRP to continue blasting off here as we've already had a strong move from the bottom. Now, if we take a look here at some of these higher daily time frames, very similar to Bitcoin, right? That's why I'm hoping we can get some kind of a pullback. But as long as money flow comes up, guys, we would really be anticipating two-day money flow has some work to do, but if that money flow on the daily can come into the green, we would anticipate that any move to the downside would be lackluster to put in a higher low and continue up to higher prices. Now, weekly money flow is also trying as hard as it can to work its way up. Taking a look at the monthly VWAP is coming up as well. So I don't know if this is like blast off time right this second, but we could be setting up for a pump very soon here on Bitcoin based off of all this stuff. Also, just this kind of just looks like bullish consolidation to me, just structurally, you know. Coiling up right below resistance here after a big uptrend could give us a little bit more of that push. So going to be watching this closely, not in any positions just yet, like I said, but definitely keeping a close eye on XRP. And let me see. I think I do have some other... let me see. Yeah, we do have... This is kind of another context that you can look at this in. Which is interesting because it all lines up. If you look at this volume profile, you know, that same value area low, I'm sorry. Let me pull that up one more time. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, that same value area low, we're trying to get it back above at 62 cents. You have that macro POC from 2017 sitting at 67 cents. So this is somewhat of a range, right? Even if we get above that, there's been many times, right? There's been many times where, where'd we go? Right here. You know, many times where we got right above that value area low and we got slapped back down. Right above the value area low, slapped back down. And, you know, likely that did have something to do with that macro POC sitting just above us, right? So that's just another kind of just context to look at things in, right? Because we came down to a value area low here with nice bullish divergences on higher time frames, which was, oh, maybe no. Maybe we didn't. I think it was just a local bull div that we had. Yeah, so local 4-hour bull div right here. Get you back above that value area low. So just another context to kind of look at it in. But I'm going to break this down a little bit more clearly and try to shoot that video tomorrow. And then the other volume profile I'm looking at here, just to give all the sauce here, we'll just give it all away. Screw it. We took some days off. We deserve to give the Mafia a little bit of extra sauce here. But this value area from the top of the 2017 bull run, guys, you know, this could be like moon mission. You know, once you get, let me pull the current back up again. You know, once you get up to that $1.21 level, if you're able to get above this next value area low at $1.60, that opens up the door to a $2.52 XRP. Very far away at this point. But, you know, when things start to move, especially for XRP, if you're going to move, it does happen very, very quickly. So keep that in mind. So if you guys want to see any of your favorite altcoins, go ahead and drop them in the chat. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Shout out to Rob. We're giving you guys the tips today. We're doing all the super chat revenue going to the mods. I'm just going to go ahead and look at some altcoins for you guys because I already have a couple on my list. We got Proppy that we're going to take a look at as well. But real quick, before we do that, I do want to take a look at the DXY real quick, guys, because what do we see happening here? We have a potential weekly green dot. This is somewhat neutral, but this money flow crossover into the green on the weekly on the DXY, if we can get that to give us a big move down, it could be very good for crypto. I'll be honest, kind of hard to call up or down right now, especially on Bitcoin. But definitely with XRP and a lot of these altcoins, like they are starting to look, at least I guess not Matic, but especially like with the 2 and or the 16 and the 12-hour money flow crossovers into the green. Atom's still holding up here just a little bit. Polkadot back in the red. Yeah, so a lot of these did cross back over into the red. So yeah, that's kind of why I'm waiting for another pullback on XRP. So, and yeah, I will bring up those other levels in that video if I wind up shooting it tomorrow. But yeah, just tapping on that door, guys. What happens every time we tap on that door, right? You break above it, you can get those quick moves up. Break above it, quick move up. Even if it's not sustained. Break above it, quick move up, even if it's fake news, right? Break above it, quick move up. Break above it, quick move up. Quick move down. Break above it, quick move up, right? So are we going to see that come in here? I would prefer something more like that, though. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated on XRP as more information comes in. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at Proppy for you guys. I forget who super chatted this, but shout out to whoever did. I don't know how I forgot. We did get a whole lot of super chat, so it's a good thing, especially because it's going to the mods. So let's go ahead. Okay, so I think this is. I'm not as familiar with Proppy. I believe this is like a real estate. I think it's an RWA play potentially. But yeah, let me just make sure this is correct. I want to make sure I'm looking at the right coin. Bada boom. Let's see. Proppy. That's not it. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so this is it. Okay. So let's go ahead and continue on. AVAX about to rip as well. Shout out to Challenge Me. Challenge Me is challenging me to look at AVAX, and I will do it because I have fun doing that. Shout out to Challenge Me. I will take a look at AVAX in just a second. Shout out to Agbadi said, can you teach us some top-down analysis? I will jump into that after we take a look at these altcoins. Absolutely. Great question. Yo, Crypto Anon said RWA, riding with Anon. Let's go. I like it. Shout out Soul Chart. Yeah, Mikey, we'll take a look at Solana as well. It's one I wanted to take a look at because if you guys haven't peeped it yet, Solana low-key or low-key high-key continuing on in the direction we thought. Continue on that journey to the daily naked point of control value area high of the range. Absolute beautiful call here on Solana that we've been looking at on the live stream. We'll take a look at it in a second, but let's take a look at Proppy first. So as we look here, take a look at the weekly time frame. Not a lot of information there, so I guess we'll have to start on these higher. Yeah, I'm going to have to start on the daily here with the lack of information. But let me just go ahead and pull some of these ranges real quick. Okay. Yeah, so nothing bounces by accident, guys. Nothing bounces by accident. So grab this, neutral. Grab the horizontal rate, POC, value area high, value area low, right? So I would keep an eye on this. This is previous balance. Here you have another area of balance. So let's go ahead and pull that. Bada boom, bada bing. Whoops. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Bada boom. Okay, so yeah, you kind of find some kind of balance within this range. You lose it. Where's price going to go? It's going to hunt out those previous areas of balance. And you can see you came down to tap that PLC almost to the dollar right there. So this would be important support down below. And if I go ahead, I'm going to pull this fib real quick. And it's that 786 retracement as well. So this is an important zone to hold on Proppy, in my opinion. If you lose this level, you're probably going to see a bigger move to the downside. And the reason for that is because that 786 retracement, right, what happened here when you pull that fib all the way from the low here or the impulse that made the higher high into the I guess the all-time high here at $4, that golden pocket is where you would look for the retracement. You got the bounce, but you didn't hold it. Once you lose that golden pocket, the next place you're going to be looking for price to go is going to be that 786. And the fact that you had confluence with the POC made it somewhat of a nice level to look for a bounce. But here's the thing. If you're looking for a higher low to come in the macro, right, you have a low, high, higher low, higher high, right? If you're looking for something like this to happen, that 786 POC zone, that value, like this whole zone here is going to be absolutely key because once you break below that POC 786, kind of invalidates that higher low idea, at least based off that fib, and it's going to be more likely to come down to your value area low of the range, coming in at about 97 cents. So below you, you're going to be key support is $1.17 all the way down to about 98 cents. And then on your way up, you're looking for price. If you can get imbalance back to the upside, you're going to look to target that previous area of balance as always, right? Price is always hunting fair value. Where's the fair value? It's inside the value areas, right? That's why this works. Auction market theory. Yo, shout out to Mike Vipiano. Shout out to you, bro. He says, thanks for your consistent and spot-on TA. Can you take a look at Moo the Bull? Shout out to Mike. I appreciate you, bro. Is that something I can get on TradingView? If I cannot find it on TradingView, unfortunately, I may. Okay, no, cool. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. I got you, bro. It's on MEXC. I will take a look at it in a second. But there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Proppy. Key support definitely going to be sitting, at this lower value area here at these levels listed and that I just mentioned. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on Proppy. As far as Market Cipher goes, let's take a look at this. See, 10 hour, 8 hour. Yeah, money flow trending up here, but it is kind of choppy. I would be careful here. This is kind of hard to take anything away from this money flow. It's absolutely wonked out. So I'd be careful with that. Yeah, like even the 1 hour in the green, in the red, just very, very choppy. So not a lot of money flow analysis that I could do here. But if we go ahead and pull up Lux Algo real quick, yeah, I would say let's take a look at the 16-hour. Here on the 16-hour smart trail. By the way, I will probably be making a Lux Algo video as well, guys, as they have updated their indicator with all new AI stuff. So I'll be coming out with that. Lux Algo, also a sponsor of the channel, guys. If you want to check out any of their premium indicators, I highly recommend it. Not just because I'm sponsored. I've been using these indicators forever. Definitely go check them out. But yeah, I will be doing an updated Lux tutorial on all the updates. I want to meet with Sean, make sure I have all the, make sure I understand everything fully. I never want to give out bad information here, and luckily we have connections to the people who make this stuff, so we can make sure we have everything all good. But yeah, I would say here, let me go ahead and hide the smart trail real quick. Take a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I would really want to wait for a structure change here, or at least a change of character before looking for long positions at this point. So key support down here until we wind up coming up and pulling back. I wouldn't really be looking for a long position. I just see there's no real sign of strength here just yet. So yeah, but those are definitely the levels I would be looking at on Proppy. So there you go. But let's go ahead and continue on here. I do want to take a quick look at Solana. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Yo, you guys are funny. Yo, shout out to Mark Dutch, bro. You're funny, bro. Let's see. Okay, let's continue on. Let me take a quick look at Solana, and then we'll take a look at Mumu the bull. That's a great name for a bull. A shout out to Ag Batty said, please, why did you choose to trade crypto? It's actually funny. I met some, and I'll take this off. Shout out to Lux Algo, guys. Link in the description. Highly recommend you guys go check them out, and keep an eye out for the next Lux Algo video we'll have coming out very soon. Shout out to Ag Batty. Why did I start trading crypto? The biggest thing that was interesting to me was that the markets were open 24/7. Probably the wrong reason to get into it, as that's pretty degenerate. But yeah, it's a lot of people. I met with Stocks Up with Life. I don't want to butcher the name here, but I met with a bunch of pretty big stock YouTubers. Probably gonna have some collabs coming with them pretty soon. But they were asking me, they're like, "Hey man, we've seen your show, and it's great. We love your show, man." And they were like, "I have a question. Why don't you trade stocks, bro? Because you're crushing crypto. Stocks are so much less volatile. You would just win all the trades." I mean, obviously, they were exaggerating, right? I don't know if they exactly said that, but they're like, why don't you just do stocks? It's less volatile. You'll hit so many more trades, especially if you're already crushing crypto. And I'm like, I have the same thought, guys. I have the same thought, but I can only focus on so many things at once. So, yeah, maybe I may start collabing with them as well, as long as they're open to it. They're a bit bigger channel. But, yeah, they were super, super nice guys over there at, I want to say, yeah, I don't want to butcher the name, but I will. You guys probably will be hearing of them. Frankie Slays Traying, period. Crystal Ball. Shout out to Darren Does Things, and so does Darren Does Things. That's why we have him in the premium. But yeah, shout out to Darren. But yeah, crypto. It just made more sense. It's 24/7 for me. It's also, I wasn't a huge fan of like all the stock options and or all the options trading and stuff gets kind of annoyingly like muddy and confusing. And I was just more of a I don't know. It just fit more with what I was looking for, to be quite honest. Started off messing with stocks, but at the time when I was trading stocks, I wouldn't really say that I was crushing it. I was kind of more of a learning process for me. And then crypto's really when I started to take the TA and trading seriously and learning how to actually become profitable. Shout out to the Infinity. Yeah, shout out to the Infinity. Said, brother, read this. You are the only one on YouTube who does a real analysis. You take a long time and energy in your analysis that nobody does. Literally nobody. Other crypto YouTubers come and just say something and they're gone. Big shout out to you. We love you, brother. Shout out to the Infinity. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's very easy to come up here and be like, yeah, like, oh, here's a proprietary pattern, guy, or a generic pattern here, guys. Probably going to break up. I really like to explain. I care about you guys physically, literally learning how to trade, right? Like, that is the point of this YouTube channel, is be educational and give the best free content that we can give on how to turn into a profitable trader. And we're going to be here forever. So shout out to you, bro. I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, we ain't stopping anytime soon here. But I do want to take a look at Solana here, guys, because as you know, actually getting a little bit of a pullback. But if we take a look at Solana here real quick, guys, we held above our key level, right? What was our key level? It was simply the value area low POC of this macro range, pulled from the top of the 2021 bull run. We extrapolated those levels to the right, and you can see what happened once we came up and started hitting our head, right? This is a similar situation that XRP is in, right? You simply come up, hit your head, right? And then once you get above that value area low, in this case, the POC is so close to the value area low, I just kind of combined the levels, and you can see that actually did wind up working. You hit your head, rejection, but once you wind up getting above there and flipping that key level to support, you expect the full fill of that volume profile up to the high, and you can see where did we get the rejection from? Where did we get the rejection from? Right from that value area high, leaving behind this daily naked point of control, which is going to be the next target to the upside for Solana, right? So we do get that bigger move up. We can look for that daily naked point of control and value area high to get hit. But, you know, for the most part, we were just looking to hold above this blue box. As long as you could hold above the POC, we were looking for the journey to the value area high to begin, and we already almost hit it to the dollar. And then we had this naked value area that was acting as kind of turbulence on the way. But just in general, right, I did this in the premium Discord. If I just delete all this stuff, right, all these intermediary levels look so confusing, you know, you could just simply look to hold above that POC, and that is what you're looking at to start the journey, right? It is a journey. You get pullbacks. You get pullbacks. You get pullbacks, right? But the journey to your value area high, and you can see how well this works, you know, not only once on the way up and then once on the way down, but also would have been fire longs down here at the low, back up to the value area high. You didn't quite get up there, but now we are getting even closer. But you can just see how reliable this stuff is. And, you know, these are things we've been looking at on the live stream for quite some time. So there you go. Very, very nice to see on Solana. The question is, are we going to tap that daily naked point of control value area high? Kind of hard to say here. 2-day red dot looking to print. Pretty bearish candle here, in my opinion, with that tall tail on the top, or a tall wick on the top. So we'll have to see if we can actually hit the target. But again, just like on Bitcoin, looking at that 2-day red dot for the potential bigger move or next move to the downside. But, you know, as long as money flow crossed over into the green here, as long as this money flow remains in the green, we could potentially look for it to come down, put in higher lows, and continue to the upside. So there you go. And then I'll take a look at AVAX, and then we'll take a look at Mumu, or Mew Mew, as some people like to call it. So here is AVAX. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's get rid of this anchored VWAP. Let's take a look here. You know, pretty textbook stuff here. Did not hold the golden pocket, didn't hold the 786, and I would say because of that reason, I would look to just look at this in terms of this volume profile. Right? So we come down, get the bounce off the high, acceptance back into the range. As long as we remain below this value area high, I'd be looking for a move to the POC and potentially the value area low. But in the grand scheme of things, right, in the higher time frames, here's your upper range. This is your larger area of balance, bringing you up to about 45, almost 46 cents. Got the first rejection, but we are kind of knocking our head on the door here. We can get above that. Your key level of support that you, or resistance that you want to flip is 31.21. Get above that level and hold. POC at 35.94, and the value area high at about 45.93 is definitely in the cards. You know, what happened here, right? We found balance, deviate above the high, move to the low, deviate below the low, back to the high, deviate above the high, back to the low, deviate back to the POC, and then we kind of found like a little bit more of a local range, but then we broke down out of here, created new balance. So if price imbalances to the upside, this is that next big area to look at, and you could even separate this if you wanted to kind of hide this larger profile I'll put this in a folder, right? If you wanted to separate this into a more local level and a more macro level, let me hide this again, grab this, drag it in here, bada boom, right? You could even look at this as your technical next area of balance right here, right? So this is a little bit more local, a little more tangible for the short term, in my opinion. Bada boom. Right, so locally, kind of what I would look for here is, yeah, you hit that value area low, right? What you're looking for is a flip of this level to come up higher, and then in the grand scheme of things, right, if you get that move and you start breaking out of this, you can then be like, hey, where are we likely to go? Pull up that higher profile, and you know you have that higher target here, which is the larger volume profile. So that is what I would be looking at on AVAX. Doesn't look like it's going to rip right this second. 12-hour red dot. Printing daily doesn't look bad. I think you still, just like a lot of other things we looked at, I think there is still some working out to do. XRP looks the best right now, in my opinion. But yeah, this is just kind of being, I think you might have a little bit more work to do before you get the bigger move up. So there you go. But you have this nice context of the lower profile that you can look at to kind of give you an idea of where price is likely to go next. So there you go. Whoops, I did not want to do that. Just wanted to do that. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on to Moo the cow, Moo the bull. I guess cows and bulls are kind of the same thing. Yo, shout out to Golden. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. Thank you so much, bro. He says, at Frankie, I will put down 1 Bitcoin for you and the mods to go to Bitcoin Amsterdam October 9-10. Hit me up. Mod love, LFG Mafia mods. Shout out to Golden. Bitcoin Amsterdam. When is that? When is this conference? That would be kind of sick, man. That would be kind of sick. Let me go. Yeah, let me know the date, Golden. Maybe we will. We were talking about going to more conferences when we were at Nashville. Let me be a mod then. Yo, shout out to Seth Shepard. Yeah, Amsterdam greater than Nashville. I would agree with that probably. They chose Amsterdam because it's pretty. Yeah, shout out to the beauty of Amsterdam. Oh no, hang on. Oh wow. I don't process numbers in super chats, guys. It literally says the date. Shout out to Golden. Yo, wait, hang on. Keesby was like, you read it. Shout out to you guys. There is a million things flying through my head on these live streams. So, yeah, October 9-10, hit me up. Literally, I said that out loud. That's embarrassing, guys. I got to end the stream now, and I'm going to go throw up out of anxious. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, okay. Okay, so October. Okay. Hey, Bitcoin might be, that's October, baby. We are in the 4-year cycle. That could be October. Shout out to Golden, bro. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about that. That might be fun. That might be fun. Amsterdam 420. No, that not April 20th incognito. He said it's in October. April 20th. That's shout out to incognito. I'm just kidding, guys. But anyway, let's continue on here. Moo the bull. Shout out to Golden. Let's take a look here. Pretty simple TA here. Oof. This thing is ripping. What is this? I assume this is a meme coin. I could be wrong. Bada boom, bada bing. Moo the bull. I assume it is a meme coin. Kind of hard to say. Yeah, it looks like a meme coin. Okay. That's okay. It's not a bad thing. But just obviously, potentially more risky than a regular asset. I don't know anything about this project, but let's take a look. Yeah, daily green dot, 2-day. I mean, here's the thing, right? Am I buying this right now? No, absolutely not. There's not a reality that exists where I would ever buy this at this price. Does not mean, right, that does not mean that it's not going to keep going up. This thing could yeet off from here. But I just simply do not buy after all these green candles, right? I have to wait for a pullback. And with a meme coin, to be quite honest, especially with the newer meme coins, what's the market cap here? 237 million. Okay, so that's not crazy. That's not like super degen. But yeah, I'll give you some levels, okay? Because with the meme coins, it is a little bit more difficult just because they don't typically trade as technically, unless it's something like Pepe or Floki, like something that, or Sheeb, I should say. I don't know why I said Floki. Sheeb, something like Sheeb or Doge or Pepe have a high market caps, have a lot of trading volume, and they do tend to trade a little bit more technically, right? But with these newer meme coins, which I assume this is, it is a little bit more difficult. But let me go ahead and take a look at the VPVR real quick, and we'll try to get you some fire levels. So for the most part, right, yeah, I would be looking at this. I'll pull the fixed range here. Right, you have a pretty big area of balance down here. So this is like, if you pull your fibs, I can almost guarantee you that the value area low and the value area high here are going to be key. Bada boom, and it's not true. It's not true. I said it was going to be true, and it's not true. There you go. Frankie Candles, wronger than ever on Moo Moo the Bull. But yeah, I was kind of hoping we are going to get some confluence there. Let me see if I can pick out these levels real quick. Nope. So yeah, this is, if this thing is going to trade technically, this is something I would look at, right? So this little area of balance with the 786 just underneath it, this is not something I would ever trade, right? Like I'm not trading this. Maybe hold it for spot buys. I maybe look for like spot buys on something like this. Not this particularly, but like on meme coins like this. I'm not typically like day trading these meme coins. It's like it takes a whole different strategy than the way I trade to trade these meme coins, right? You got to be keeping an eye on the community. You got to keep an eye on the socials. You got to keep an eye on the liquidity, all this stuff for meme coin pumps. So I personally wouldn't trade this as a day trade or anything like that. But if you did get some kind of pullback, these would be the zones I would look at, right? This POC to the 786 is going to be pretty important. And then I would also look at this golden pocket in case you just go for that golden pocket retracement. I really wish there was confluence down here at this value area high, but there just simply isn't, unfortunately. So, come on. There we go. So, yeah, these are kind of the levels I would look at, right? So, your macro value area high, if you ever came back down here for some reason, right, this is a key level. You break below this, you're coming much lower, in my opinion. But really hard to do TA on something like this, but I'm doing my best. So there you go, right? Locally, if you do come back down, this would be a big level to watch, in my opinion, just because of the Fibonacci confluence. And then, yeah, locally, I'd be waiting for a cool-off here, to be quite honest. I mean, you could pull some local fibs here, but, I mean, there's nothing really here that I would feel super, super high confidence in, right? Yeah, it's like it's low. Yeah, like maybe this golden pocket at like 83.43. But again, so that's kind of what I would look at. Most locally, I would be looking at, yeah, I'd be looking at like this zone right here as some potential support. 83.43, come back down, look for a bounce. 786 POC confluence. These are just some levels I would look at. But here's the thing, right? Like for me, what I would be looking for are leverage longs, right? Like leverage trades, day trades, scalps, right? I wouldn't trade like this on this, right? I would probably be waiting for like a bigger pullback for like a spot buy, right? This isn't on MEXC, so I guess you can trade it with leverage probably. But yeah, I would much rather wait to spot buy this. But these are some key levels I would look at. Hopefully this helps you out. I appreciate the super chat. But yeah, very, very hard to look at something like this. Like I would have to wait for a pullback to buy this. But those are the levels I'd be looking at and kind of how I would do the TA. If I were looking for spot buys, it just depends on what you're looking for. I would want a deeper correction because I would be spot buying this. But if I were looking for leverage trades, I'd be looking for scalps over here. But I wouldn't recommend that, to be honest with you, just because of the high risk of the volatility of the meme coins. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and sticking around till the end. They're flying rat. Shout out to Jay Bella. Not 100% sure what is happening there or what that means. But I appreciate all of you guys for hanging in and sticking around till the end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. These will be added up, tallied up, and split with the mods, and I will cover the 30%. The 30% fees that, whatever, they take 30% of the super chats. I'll cover that so you guys get the full amount that you were paid and tipped by the Mafia. And also, Darren, we will match that for you as well because you are technically a mod, but you're not a YouTube mod. I don't know why, but we're going to make sure you get taken care of as well. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. We'll have to see what happens on Bitcoin. Now you guys have all the key levels, not only to the downside, but also if we go scoop that liquidity above $70,000, we can look for that macro value area high coming in closer to about 71.4. If we get that crash to the downside and lose the POC at 67K, that macro value area low at 63.3 is that first major key zone of support. And then you have the worst case scenario at 58 to 59K. But hopefully we don't have to do that. And hopefully we can just bounce within this range and get another move to the upside to that $75,000 to $81,000 macro target to the upside. But with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I will see you here. So happy to be back in the office. I'll see you guys back here, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all the time I got. See you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
You guys hear that? It's a helicopter. Hang on. Oh, Golden's outside, guys. You could hear his helicopter. Actually, hang on. Why did I do that? Hang on. We had a helicopter sound here. I feel like I need to work on my helicopter sound effect. I used to be much better, guys. But anyway, I think Golden's outside. Yep. There's money falling from the sky. I got to go talk to Golden, guys. Shout out to the mods. Thank you guys so much for showing love to our mods, guys. They help us out so much. I know they appreciate it. And we're happy to do this from time to time. So shout out to the mods. Shout out to the Mafia. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Pray for Bitcoin. I'll see you next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll.